Hi guys, and welcome to my complete guide for electricity and wiring in 7 Days to Die. I'll be covering how to generate electricity, what components are available, as well as how to wire, unwire, de-wire? Whatever, followed by the relevant perks and attributes. This guide is intended for Alpha 19. If electricity changes in Alpha 20, I'll update something in the description or comments with corrections, or I might even make a new video if it changes drastically. Just before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you, if you end up enjoying this video, consider subscribing. I'm aiming to hit 100 subs by the summer. So far we're absolutely killing it. As of the time of recording, I have 80 subscribers. But with all that out the way, let's jump straight into my complete guide to electricity in 7 Days to Die Alpha 19. So the first topic I'll cover is how to generate electricity. There are 3 methods of powering as of Alpha 19. Those are the generator bank, the battery bank, and the solar bank. Let's run through what each of those is and how to use them. So the generator bank is probably the easiest one of these to get your hands on and is available fairly early in the game. If you open up the generator bank, you'll see 6 slots for engines. Each engine provides 50 power, up to a maximum of 300 power per generator bank. In order to turn this on, you'll need to refuel it with gasoline, similar to a vehicle or a power tool. The gasoline usage is directly tied to the power draw of connected components. You can also use the context menu by holding the activate key. As a side note, if any electrical trap component or generator is within the dead zone of a land claim block, you'll be able to see the take button on the context menu. Once you've fueled the generator and put an engine in, make sure to turn it on or it won't output any power. You can see how much power the connected components use in the power usage bar. Next up, we have the battery bank. Battery bank works similarly, but rather than use gasoline in engines, it uses purely lead batteries. A quality 1 lead car battery provides 29 power, and all the way up at quality 6, the battery provides 50 power. Once again, we have a maximum of 300 power. As the battery bank powers components, the durability of the batteries inside will diminish. This is an indicator of the charge. You can recharge batteries in the battery bank by powering the bank, either with a generator bank or a solar bank. How many times did I just say bank? If you want to see if your batteries are charging or losing charge, you can watch the selling price of the battery. If it's going up, it's charging. If it's going down, it's discharging. The final power solution is solar banks. These banks take 6 solar cells. Solar cells cannot be crafted or looted, instead requiring a trader. To get a solar cell to appear in a trader's inventory, you must have the Better Barter 5 perk from the intellect tree. Click the top right for a more in-depth explanation of what the Better Barter perk is and how it exactly works. Once you have Better Barter 5, you can check the trader's secret stash and look for these extremely expensive cells. The level 1 solar cell provides 17 power, while it is daytime. Yes, it needs to have access to the sky, just like crops. A level 6 solar cell provides 30 power during the day. These cells are incredibly expensive and it takes a lot of time and money to fill out an entire solar array with 6 solar cells to a maximum of 180 power. The solar bank is best used to recharge your battery banks during the day. You really shouldn't rely on solar power as your direct source of power because you won't have any power at night if you only use solar power. So now we know the secrets of the Sith and how to attain unlimited power, what can we use it on? 7 Days to Die has a healthy selection of powerable components, and doesn't overdo it like some other survival games. You know who you are. They can be categorized into 4 main groups. Group 1 is traps. We have the blade trap. This damages things including you when it's powered. It takes damage as it does this, so be careful. Next we have the electric fence post. Connect 2 posts with a wire, I'll explain how to do this in the next section, and the wire will become a trap. It will damage and stun things that walk through it, again including you. Next we have the dart trap. The green arrow shown when placing the trap is where the spiky bits come out. You can load it by opening its inventory. It only accepts iron darts. Now this is a really important warning for the dart trap and any turrets that accept ammo. You need to lock the ammunition once you add it in, otherwise it will not fire. When the dart trap is fired, it will fire darts for as long as it has power, unlike a Minecraft dispenser for example. You can simply leave a consistent connection and the darts will continually fire out until the power or ammo is out. Next up we have the SMG auto turret. This will target whatever you tell it to in the inventory screen. Put in some ammo, lock the ammo and make sure it's connected to power. It will automatically shoot at whatever you told it to target. By the way, unlike the dart trap, the auto turret and shotgun turret will not damage you if they hit you, even if you tell it to target you. You can take manual control of the turret by selecting this window, use the mouse to aim and the left mouse button to fire. SMG auto turret only accepts basic 9mm ammo, it will not accept armor piercing or hollow point. The shotgun turret is exactly the same as the auto turret except as a shotgun instead of an SMG, and it only takes basic shotgun shells. As a side note, the robotic turret and robotic sledge are not related to the electricity system. They have self-contained power systems and have very different mechanics which are beyond the scope of today's video. Let me know if you'd be interested in a robotics guide in the comments. I'm just quickly jumping in to say that if you're learning anything new, you should consider hitting that lovely red button down there to help the channel grow. We're doing great on the sub goal so far. But moving on, we have group 2, triggers. We have motion sensors, which have a cone of vision. It will target whatever you tell it to in the inventory screen. If a target walks into the cone of vision of the camera, any components attached will power up. Next we have the good old fashioned switch. If it's green, it's on, and any components going out from it have power. If it's red, the switch is off, and any components dependent on it as a source of power will turn off. Fairly self-explanatory. Next we have the 2 pressure plates. They are identical and differ only in size. While something is standing on these plates, they will power their dependent components. Finally we have tripwires. Place one tripwire post, connect it to power, then place another tripwire post, and then connect the first to the second. Anything connected to the second post will be turned on while something is triggering the tripwire in between the posts. You can adjust the delay and power lengths, all the trigger items by interacting with them and adjusting these 2 boxes as you need them. Next we have group 3, which is essentially just lights. Lights can be toggled on and off manually if they are connected to power or toggled via a trigger component. The 4 lights available are basic light bulbs, industrial light bulbs, spotlights which can be pointed by interacting and selecting the preview window, and finally the industrial light. No doubt I missed one there. The final category of electrical components we have are what I've dubbed utility. The speaker makes a really loud sound when connected to power. This will attract zombies, so be careful. There is no adjustments to be made for the speaker, there are no different sounds it can make, it will just make the default sound. Next we have the variants of doors. I won't go through each of them, but you can see them all here, which open when powered and close when not. Pretty simple. We also have a hatch which operates exactly the same. Just note that these are a specialised version of each of the doors and hatches, and you need to make sure that it has brackets powered on the end of the name. Next we have the electrical relay. These allow you to extend electricity beyond the 15 block maximum. Similarly, we have the timed relay. This will only allow the current to pass between the times that you specify in its interaction screen. Finally, we have the powered drawbridge, which raises when not powered. I'm not sure how that works realistically. If something loses power, shouldn't it stay in the same position? And lowers when powered. So now that we know how to make power and what you can power with it, let's get into how to make these 2 items talk. In order to wire something, you'll need a wire tool. These can be looted all over the place, particularly in toolboxes and similar containers. Once you have a wiring tool, right-click on the block you'll be using as a power source. This is very important. Do not go from the component to the generator because it won't work. Once you right-click the power block, move over to the item you want to power and right-click it. If the power is going the right way, you'll see these yellow pulses going towards the item you wanted to power. If you've powered the wrong item or powered it in the wrong direction, you can left click on the component you want to remove the wires from and it will disconnect all wires going into that block. Okay, now you know the practical aspects of electricity, you'll probably want to know what perks and skills you'll need to do it. There are 2 perks which have a noticeable effect on electricity. You have the last 3 ranks of Engineering and Better Barter 5. Advanced Engineering 3 gives you access to generators, electric fences, blade traps and dart traps. Furthermore, when one of these traps kills an enemy, you'll get 20% of the XP you would have got if you had killed them yourself. At Advanced Engineering 4, you get battery banks and shotgun turrets, and you'll now get 35% XP. Advanced Engineering 5 gives you SMG auto turrets, 50% XP, and gives you 35% cheaper crafting recipes for electrical components. Better Barter 5 is the one that allows you to buy solar cells and solar banks, which is the only way to get them. They cannot be crafted. None of the books noticeably affect electricity. But with that guys, I think this video is already pretty long. I won't split it into 2 parts, but if you guys have a lot of questions, I might throw them all together and make a video answering them in some kind of advanced electronics guide or something. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video or learned something new. But with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!